and I'm going to type the post.
Recording in progress, and I hit OK, so we're OK.
As long as it doesn't mean rest in peace.
That's right.
Let me go over here and try to figure out how to put this live. They keep
Oh
changing
yeah,
things.
they
This
do.
I can't handle this.
I want to do what you're doing. I want to be a podcaster.
Let's do it. I'll help you.
Oh yeah, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll get on Zoom and walk you through this. It's super
Oh
easy.
yeah,
If I can do it with a brain injury at 74, anybody can.
yeah. Well, I hear you, and thank you. I appreciate it. I will take you up on it. So thank you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's trying to load up the Facebook thingamajiggy.
Is that the actual technical term for it?
Yes, everything is a thingamajiggy when you hit 70.
Oh well, I'm before 70 a little bit, um, and then now I'm anyway. So you moved back to New York? Is that what you did?
So I've lived here quite a few times, and every time my feelings got hurt, I would run back to Oregon. Isn't that stupid?
Uh, oh
It's not,
no,
huh?
whatever floats your, whatever works for you.
Yes. And then now I'm back, and I don't care who mistreats me. I'm never leaving again.
Oh yeah,
Why sh
well you got a New York. Yeah. Why
why sh
should you?
why should I make myself suffer?
Yeah, that's true.
I have
No, you can't escape stuff either. It's like they call it a geographic. It doesn't work. You know,
exactly. Well, this
geographic.
this machine is not letting me go to Facebook Live, so we're
Okay.
gonna roll with it. I'm gonna record it and then I'll mess with it and put it out there on my YouTube and then it'll go out to Facebook in about an hour.
Sounds good. Thank you. All good.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, look who I have here with us today. I've got one of the New York Mets. I
Yeah, well, we don't age well, these Mets, but
Well, actually, we're in his, I think, exercise studio, but my guest of honor today, for you to get to know, love, like, follow, subscribe, is the amazing legend in comedy. I'm going to say it,
wow.
Steve Mittleman. And let me
Well,
read you,
thank you, Linda. Thank
thank
you.
you. Can I
Yeah.
read your intro or is that it?
Whatever you like. Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm going to try to
Yeah.
read it. It's in small print. Steve
Yeah.
was, Steve was launched. I've never been launched. Wait a minute. This thing wants to, I have to read it like this. Steve was launched when he won the big laugh off on Showtime.
That's
Yeah,
right. That did happen.
well, that's so amazing. One of the rare comedians that appeared, this thing moved again, on The Tonight Show numerous times.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing to be on The Tonight Show numerous times.
With Carson. Yeah.
With Carson and Leno is the end of that sentence. Steve also appeared on David Letterman, HBO, Comedy Central, and over 100 stand-up TV appearances, 50
What a miracle.
commercials, plus numerous films and sitcoms. He has the familiar face of my screen moved. He's got the familiar face, which happened to be rearranged on ABC's Extreme Makeover. I love that.
Funny.
Sounds like
Yeah,
something Joan Rivers would think of.
that's right. Rearranged. Yeah.
Steve Mittleman headlines, corporate events, private parties, and you name it. My screen moved again. A mic and a
Okay.
stage, and he shows up with laughs. He worked with Leno, Seinfeld, Ray Romano, etc. And I think I'm the etc. Seinfeld
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
working
funny.
working with me now. Seinfeld said Middleman is always funny. And Steve Martin said, he's funny. So we got
That's
this, you
true.
guys.
That really is true.
That is so,
Um,
I love it.
really cool. I got to work with even I'm pre you could say, how'd you meet Steve Martin? Well, I did. I was in Roxanne and the Out of Towners with Steve Martin. So
What?
I did work in about 8, 9 weeks with Steve Martin on Roxanne. And I had 7 scenes with dialogue that were cut. I had a couple that made it in the movie, but I'm throughout the whole film. Roxanne's a great movie, great experience, and he's a great guy. He works his ass off, and we did a show uh, for muscular dystrophy. It happened that all these comics were on the show. Rich Scheidner and Max Alexander and Damon Wayans, and I think Fred Willard hosted the show, and we did a fundraiser for it was a fire. The fire departments were very big in supporting, the muscular dystrophy telethon, and they would come on every year, and you'd see them, go, hey, look at this check for 1.6 million or whatever. And we were in Nelson, British Columbia, and we played volunteer firemen. So that's what I will tell you. If there's any youngster comedian actors out there, I mean, Woody Allen said this thing and I worked with Woody Allen, which was great on
Wow.
Radio Day.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
I'm
Yeah, it's brilliant. So Woody Allen said this expression, something like 80 or 90% of life is just showing up.
Wow.
And when it came to the Roxanne auditions, I didn't get on the audition. And I showed up anyway, hoping somebody might cancel.
Wow.
Maybe after the auditions, the director was there, the producers were there. And after the audition, I don't know, 12 comics, whatever. Gary Shandling was supposed to be doing a set. It was a comedy store. And Gary didn't show up. They said, Steve, you want to go on? And I got Roxanne. I was the only one that got Roxanne that night. So, I kind of showing up, just show up. That's a biggie.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. It's a big lesson, just show up. Even if they say no, at least you showed up. You put your name in the hat or hat in the ring or whatever it is. And I did both, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, just if it's meant to be, huh?
So do you enjoy acting more than comedy, or you enjoy them both equally, or you'd have to kill me if you answered it?
That's funny. Well, I enjoy pretty much everything equally. When they're going great, you love it, I live mainly with my girlfriend at her place in the desert, which is we're near Palm Springs. And so I don't go up for many acting roles anymore, although a lot of people do it online. I don't. And I think if I was doing an acting role, I thought, something I always thought once I hit my 60s, that I'd be a great grandfather in a Disney movie or a Disney or Nickelodeon TV show.
Absolutely.
Quirky, funny, supportive, sweet, and could be touching, could be heartwarming, whatever is in that zone. That's what I convey, and I would say that's in my zone now. I would say that's in my zone now. That's my wheelhouse. But I do auctions the last 15 years. So I do corporate events and auctions, private parties, and I'll tell you when.
Off your jokes?
Yeah, I have actually, because I've split many times. I'll say to the people doing the auction, not always, but they'll say, "Hey, can you MC?" And it could be very heavy stuff, and they want a little lighter, throw in a joke here and there when it fits. That's what I do. But I don't know, maybe a half a dozen times where I auction myself off, I'll say, listen, $5,000, start right there. I'll do a corporate event for you and I'll split it with the charity. So I actually am auctioning myself off, my jokes off in a weird way. Now, if they don't bid, then that's really awkward. It's an awkward moment. Then they start bidding, you know. But yeah, it's fun. The auctions are fun, but you're really selling yourself when they see you all night and you're funny and they want to know more about you and spend time with you. And so, yeah, I've auctioned myself off, I'd say a half a dozen times
That's
over the
so,
last 15. It's weird, but that's the real answer to that. But
that's
and
that.
and the basically what happens is I'm basically making some of the feedback that the charity is paying for me, right? As a bonus, let's say I sell myself for $6,000 and I made 3,500 for the auction, right? Somehow I'm making back 3,000 of the fee that they have to pay me. So it's like, oh my God, we got this guy for almost nothing,
Wow,
right?
smart.
Yeah, well, it's a win-win. It's a true win-win
Can I
because
give
I
you
like
a can I give you a pun about what you're doing?
a what? Tell me
Uh,
whatever. Yeah.
I have a pun for you about what you're doing. You're doing it yourself and you're cutting out the middleman without cutting out. Okay, you get it.
That's funny. I like it. I like it.
You can have it.
Um,
It doesn't go
Thank
with
you.
me.
Don't cut out the middleman. I'm going to put right here. Don't cut out the middleman. The middleman. The
You get
middleman.
you get merch and I'll buy it and wear it.
Thank you. Well, speaking of which, I have my book here. You can buy the book. There is no wagon. Yay! There's my book.
Will
That's
you
a
hold
whole
it?
other tangent.
Let me take a picture. Hold it up again.
Oh, look at that. Hey, look at that.
All
Yeah.
righty. Thank
A
you.
big serving of encouragement on food, weight, and health.
No, wait.
So,
Tell me about that journey.
oh, I will in 1 second.
All righty. Writing down my premise. Or is it a
Yes.
punchline?
Uh,
One liner.
hey, I'm writing down a note here. See, this is how us comics do it.
It
Uh, yeah. Okay, I'm with you. But yeah, this, folks, is. I mean, answer any question you want about comedy, but when you say I'm an open book, well, here's the book. What basically, I have eating disorder. My weight is fluctuated. It's the weight between the ears, really, because a lot of it is mental for me. And I found a solution that I don't get on anything, no diet. You don't get on a diet people say it all the time. I fell off the wagon when it comes to food. There is no wagon. So that's how I succeeded for the first time in a very long time for many, many years now. But my weight would go up and down, and I'm 6'4", so you hide your weight well.
ah,
You really hide it well. You hide it well when you're tall. So I would gain 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds back and forth. And it can't be good for you. So I said, listen, there's no wagon. I will fall off of nothing. If I tell myself I fell off a diet, then I'm going to be like, well, I can binge now, right? I'll binge now until I get so humiliated that I go, I got to get on another diet. But there is no diet. There is no wagon. I'm a big believer in whole foods, and I'm not perfect, but I generally subscribe to behind all this, I'm a humanist. I think everybody on the planet should be as healthy as they can be. Everybody. We're sold out by corporations, fast food, processed food, animal products, whatever. The more we stay in touch with nature and whole foods, the better off we are. And the joy is in the journey. How do I make this the best journey I can make? If today's my last day, uh, I want to make it a great day. If my last day is in 20 years from now and I'm 90, I want to make that a great day. So the joy is in the journey. Just live in now. You don't fall off anything. If you said I fell off the wagon in your head, you are telling yourself that's permission to binge. Permission to binge. So it's kind of a mental quirk. in a good way, like, well, I just take care of now. If I screw up, I take care of now. I just had a banana before, and it gets to Jeff Ross's show, which you're probably going to see. I'm going to try and see it in September.
Yeah.
But just take care of now. The closer I can stay to Whole Foods, we have a whole giant thing of a watermelon. Whenever I want, whenever I'm hungry, go have that watermelon. I can't tell you how much happier, depression gone. The more I stay with Whole Foods, depression gone. Depression gone. I can't be depressed. Amazing. And a lot of people, it's about allocation of energy. Okay. If you have a steak, right? If you have a steak, a few things happen. One, I'm a believer in the environment, so I don't think it's a great industry. It affects the environment, which affects everybody. Those 8 billion people I was talking about that should be healthy. Okay, so that makes no sense. That's like a corporate decision. Mm-hmm. If you have a steak, you've harmed the animal, right? And you've harmed your own health. Now it's about allocation of energy, because that steak will take, I don't know, could be a few days for you to digest. And that banana could take like a half hour, right? For me to digest. So I don't count calories. I just go, hey, I'm hungry. I'll have something. Am I not perfect? If I'm not perfect, I remember this. I don't fall off any wagon.
I love it.
Because that's me up for like 30 years. This whole wagon concept, probably from 20 to 50. And, I have tape on YouTube, probably 50 different clips, more, 60 or more.
Really?
And yeah, of course, yeah. And the point is, you can see my weight come and go, like on, off, on, like back and forth over these like 30 or more years of clips. Yeah.
I never knew you were like Oprah Winfrey.
Well, listen, one thing about Oprah, I give her a lot of credit.
Yeah.
And I think her heart's in the right place,
Amen.
And mine's in the right place. I'm telling you, I'm a pure, more than the stand-up, more than the acting, more than the auctions. I think we're in dire trouble, health-wise as a world. I will say, without getting political,
okay,
but I believe that wholeheartedly they want us sick and vulnerable and in fear. And then when that happens, we're open to propaganda and making the wrong choices and choosing out of fear because we're vulnerable. And so that's
I would venture to say they want to go as far as to make us hopeless.
Yeah, and so we think there's a big savior, so we think there's a big savior. You didn't think you were going to get into all this deep stuff with the comedian, right? Right? But yeah, I am. Yeah.
I would prefer to talk to somebody about what they want to. Jerry Seinfeld was at Gotham one night and he asked the audience for questions. And I asked him, who's your favorite interviewer that's interviewed you? And he said, none of them. They don't care about you. They just want to talk. I want to listen. I want to know what's important to you.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, this is the number one thing. The people that are sold out I'll tell you something ironic. The most brilliant doctors, lawyers, scientists, professors, politicians, they're talking about, well, if you fall off the wagon, there is no wagon. I cannot get over. The wagon is not a part of the medulla or the another part of the brain, or the left hemisphere or the right hemisphere of your brain. There is no wagon in there. It's something that was made up. It's something made up. By the way, in here, I got endless jokes,
No
lots of
way.
jokes. Oh,
I want to
yeah.
buy
What
a
a show.
copy of it. I want to buy a copy today.
Well, oh, well, thank you. I hope so. You're skinny when you get a tattoo and they have to continue it on your other arm. Okay. Uh, my ex left me for a man with a bigger chin because I had a weak chin. I had a makeover, an extreme makeover. So I don't know if you knew that, but I had a makeover on ABC on that show.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Um, my cousin, not too bright, just got arrested for trying to pass counterfeit chocolate coins.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Uh, you're overeating when you have to let out your socks. Anyway, I got lots of jokes. A zebra doesn't lose its stripes, although stripes make it look thinner.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, that's like a thought, kind of a thought thinking one. Okay.
I like
Uh,
it.
I'm not getting old. My body is just 10 years ahead of its time.
That's funny.
Yeah. Call my new diet plan today. Dial I ate, and I ate, and I ate. Okay. Just anyway, I have a lot of jokes between the points, or you got a lot of weight to lose when you turn on the stereo and you start dancing, and the record skips at the radio station. So anyway, there's lots of jokes in here between the points, and the through line is there is no wagon. And the bottom, the the driving point is we should all be healthy, and the way to get there is to embrace as much whole foods as you possibly can.
Okay, I'll
Don't.
take it. I want to throw out a thought and see where you go with this.
Okay.
Eating when you're upset.
Oh, well, something, it's going to happen, right? It's not a solution. In fact, one problem can become two problems or four problems. So it only makes you more upset. It doesn't. We eat to survive, and because we're surviving, we procreate as a race. So it's an indulgence. And well, you can say, well, I'm eating because, well, if you ate a banana when you were upset, I go eat the banana, right? The planet gives us suggestions, and there are hundreds of things that grow out of the planet. Go, hey, something, why not have some of these grapes or some of these berries growing on this bush, or these apples on these vines, or the tree. I mean, the planet took all the guesswork out of it for us. So there's nowhere, again, in the human experience where the food is for us to sustain ourselves, to survive, to procreate. That's it. We're another species. We're the human animal, right? We think because we have an ego that we have all these, a spectrum or an array of reasons why we should eat. There is no reason other than I'm hungry. These foods are here for me. The planet does all the guesswork for me. There's 4 seasons, so certain foods come up during different seasons. So there's variety in the menu. We are here to enjoy the rainbow that's in the produce section.
I love that.
Those 20,000 other processed foods in packages with expiration dates, they're not for us. We don't have to think too much. But one thing we don't have to think about ever is that we're on a diet or off a diet. The planet gives us water to hydrate, air to breathe, nutrients and whole foods to eat. Greens are very important. I have a lot of green smoothies. So there's, I know people eat because they're upset, but it's not part of the human experience unless they're upset because they can't find food. Okay, then the solution is find food, but not find processed food.
No.
Um, yeah. Anyway, that's about it.
I heard somewhere in my 74 years, I heard that if you eat when you're upset, it turns the food to poison in your body.
That could be.
I don't know if it's true. Hey,
Um,
guess what?
what?
I'm on intermittent fasting. I
Yeah.
only eat when I'm awake.
That's a great joke. Um,
Thank you.
well, something I've done some of that sometime, and I feel better. The the um, the earlier I finish eating, the better I sleep, and the better I feel in the morning.
Amen.
So,
So how did you okay, so your weight went up and down and now you have a book, but tell me what happened in between those two pillars? Like what
well,
made you
I was always, to answer your question, I was always in a flux of going up and down. Um, when you're going down, I never maintained, very rarely did I maintain a weight. Always going up and down. Um, I don't really, not a big fan of scales. That's a way it's a trap to get people in trouble. Like, oh, I gained 3 pounds. I thought I was going to be 170. Why I'm at 173 or whatever it is. And then you go, well, screw it. The efforts. People go through the efforts. They go, F it. I'm going to party. I'm going to eat. It's part of the problem is the availability of temptation. There's endless. You live in New York, it's Temptation Island. That's where you are, and you know, it's Temptation Island. So it is tricky, but it's not tricky with a foundation of whole foods. It's
nice?
not tricky. If you have great stuff in the fridge or in the pantry, then there's no. It takes the guesswork out of it. But when you have crap, if my girlfriend wants to have certain things, I go and put it in another room. I don't want to see it because then I have it. I know me. If it's in the house, to quote my friend Chef AJ, if it's in the house, it's in my mouth. You know,
Wow. Have you
yeah,
noticed that like Whole Foods and organic, raw,
yeah,
there's raw diets. When you eat
yeah,
that kind of food, you need to
yeah.
eat, you can eat far less of it than junk. You need more and more and more.
Oh, well, because I don't think you're really so satiated. Well, oddly enough, the way the junk is formulated, drunk, whatever, a bag of cookies, I'll eat the whole bag. It's formulated for you to want to finish the bag, like Lay's potato chips, but you can't eat just one. They're right, I did a commercial once for Campbell's vegetable soup. I think a vegetable or vegetarian vegetable, but uh, so it got to the point in the commercial where I was at the table. I was like the star of the commercial, which was fun. Uh, you take the spoonful and you go, right? Mmm. It's like, ooh, oh, nice. Yummy. And the director, they gave me like a spit bucket. It was like, 10 a.m. I'm having this soup. And said, hey, don't worry about it. And they rented like like a mansion in like Glendale or Pasadena, it's really lovely house. And he goes, no, don't worry, that we'll give you a spit bucket. You want to spit it out, spit it out. And so I would, 30, 40 takes of and different angles, whatever they want. They take an abundance of tape, they cut it into that 30-second spot. So spit, don't worry about it, spit it out, spit it out. And then literally, like we were on a break for a 15-minute break or something, literally the owner of Campbell's Soup, the guy, the number one guy, whatever, the CEO, the COO, the CFO, the owner the head of the board of directors, whatever it's called. He comes over to me and goes, I got to ask you, why were you spitting out our soup? And the director told me I could spit out the soup, right? And I go, well, I said, well, I'm allergic to the MSG. He goes, oh yeah, I totally get it. He said, well, whenever we do focus groups and we manipulate the levels of the MSG, people go, what happened to the salt? We want the salt, So the director didn't know any better. I had a spit bucket next to me, and he didn't know the owner of the company was going to be asking me about it. But it was an awkward moment. It was an awkward moment.
That's so funny. That is ironic that he was there seeing you spit out the soup.
I know. The idea was, because I had the soup, and I had a little mini me kid in the commercial, which was cute. I'll tell you, you never know, because I auditioned if I did 50 commercials, I probably auditioned 500 or more times over the years. And you never know. Like, I asked the casting director when I got the commercial, I said, you were casting around the kid, right? And she goes, no, we were casting around you. So I had the commercial, but I thought the kid had the commercial. And I don't know if it's on there or not, but they had me on there, meaning on YouTube. They had me on a skateboard, and I go, I haven't been on a skateboard since I'm like 7, or 8. And this is 40 something years later, and they go, well, we'll teach you. Like they had me go faster, go faster, go faster, go faster. I'm on it. Am I covered for this? I go, yeah, I'm covered. I'm covered for this. Even if I fall on my head, but yeah, they go faster, go faster, go faster. And it happened with me. I had another one for some Napa auto body parts or something. And you lie. You want to get the commercial. You just lie. Like if they said, hey, you can do it. Can you be on a skateboard? I go, yeah, of course, but they never asked. They just handed me a skateboard in the middle of the shoot. So in the Napa commercial, they go, you drive a stick shift, right? In the audition, I go, yeah, I drive a stick. I never drove a stick in my life. Never in my life. Of course, to get to the commercial, I got to drive in. My car was dying, and I was going to the car graveyard, and I was in a stick shift, and they go, okay, and I had to tell them, hey, I lied during the audition. I don't drive a stick, and they had one of the Teamster guys teach me how to drive a stick in the middle of, we took like an hour, and then I didn't get it down. And they actually had people pushing. I was, just driving along. They literally had like a crew pushing the car, and they'd have to shoot around angles around me, but I totally lied to them. Anyway, and that was that, But you ever audition for stuff? You audition for?
So I had a friend in Vegas, TC Morgan. Yeah. He took me and put me in a movie, so I didn't have to audition. So
That's
I'm
good.
there. It's a Western, and they said, what we're going to do is we're going to murder you and then rape you. And I said, I'm a boomer. Can you do it the other way around?
Oh my God, that was the movie. Wow.
Yeah. So I had to, so it was a cutaway, and you could just imagine me getting raped.
Like a vault. Yeah. Oh, my God. But I was going to ask you, is when you audition for commercials, they have these storyboards where it looks like a comic strip.
Yeah.
Really, right? Looks like a comic strip. And many times I would walk in and I would see the storyboard and I go, that's me. You know what I mean? It was like easy.
Yeah.
It was like easy for me because I would go in there so confident. I go, hey, I look like the guy and they go, yeah, you do. And once in a while I would go there and like I was the only character and everybody else was classically handsome, modelly, great looking actor type. And then I would sometimes get those commercials because I stuck out like a sore thumb in a good way.
Yeah.
I some kind of funny little twist I did. So yeah, it was fun. Anyways, these commercials. I'll tell you, like a really like a pivotal moment for me is this place. I think it was on 250 West 57th. And I used to go there all the time. And they would have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 studios where they'd be auditioning people for different commercials or maybe a movie or a TV show. And I go there, I didn't know which studio I was, I go to the receptionist. I go, which one am I? She goes, you're with the freaks. I go, and I pause. I go, I'm not a freak. You're a freak for thinking I'm a freak. How do you like that? And anyway, I don't know what happened with that commercial, but I spoke up for myself, which was great. You know, I hit the ground running as a comedian. When I was in my teens, I'd be going on a subway somewhere, and once in a while, you'd get like a bunch of kids, and they would point and they'd start laughing without my saying a word. I would just get laughs. I was a character. I was my early pictures. I don't know if it's hard to get to here, but I can find I'll find. You don't mind this pause, right?
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is real life we're talking.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I cannot. Whoops, no. I know it's going to be too hard to do. But if you can find like an early picture of me,
Mm-hmm.
all years, favorites. Oh, it's going to be under favorites.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
going to find early stuff. I mean, I could show you lots of friends here that are, comedian friends. Like here, this is, yeah, I got a lot of major celebrities. Okay, here,
Is this you?
this is this is me. Yeah, that's me. But look what I
Wow.
look like in my early 20s.
Wow.
This is before and after. How do you like that, folks? This is my first headshot. Look at
No,
that.
I like it.
Commercial headshot. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Love that. That's
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff there. This is me at an auction. Look how different. Yeah,
wow.
that's an auction. And
How'd you get into what made you go into auctioneering? Are you an auctioneer?
for about 15 years now or more, yeah, for an auctioneer.
What's the I want to know how you got in it and the goofiest thing you ever
Smart.
auctioned. Oh, wow.
I don't know, a goofy thing. Probably the goofiest thing I ever auctioned was myself. But here's my GF. There we go. There's Linda.
Wow. Oh, her name's Linda.
Linda, how do you like that? Linda.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Look, this is me. This is me. I try American Idol. American Idol.
Oh,
IDLA.
that's funny.
Um, yeah, it's just
I have to hear a little bit about your late show appearances too. Like
oh
some
yeah, you want to hear
great,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
Tell me a little before we go. I want to know.
Here's my buddy. Here's Ray Romano, great guy. We just
Wow.
saw him out here. He did a show out here. It's fun. Um, well, okay, the late night appearances. I've told this story on a lot of podcasts, but okay, I'll tell you.
Tell
So
me a different twist on it.
mm,
Throw in a lie and see if I can catch it.
it's the same ending every time, and this is what happened. Um, when I was a little kid, watching in Queens, in Glen Oaks, and then Rochdale Village, which is South Jamaica. Um, Glen Oaks is near Bayside. I don't know if you know the area at all. We lived, by the way, in Glen Oaks. We lived right near Creedmoor Mental Hospital, right next to it.
Wow.
And I will tell you how dysfunctional my family was. We would sneak the place that people would be trying to escape from, my brother and I would sneak into. That's how dysfunctional we were. the Mittlemans. But we did. We snuck in there. Okay. Now, the deal is, I would watch when I was a little kid, my parents and my sister watching The Tonight Show with Carson, especially in Rochdale in those years. I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. And I would just barely the way the hallways were set up from the bedroom, my brother and I in the back bedroom. I was the youngest. Comedians are mainly the youngest or only children. Um, I could just see Carson in his monologue, standing in the center stage. And man, I go, that guy was funny. And I didn't have the best childhood, so I loved hearing the laughter. My brother and sister, great. My parents were not the best, most fun. My dad had a great sense of humor, but he was a big, crazy, angry guy. So my mother was very depressed. I don't remember being hugged till my first therapy session in my early 20s. Not one hug. The cliche of wanting the hug from the audience, I was the guy that wanted, a lot of comics needed that hug from the audience. I needed it.
Wow.
So I would watch the Tonight Show, and I go, I would love to do this Tonight Show. I would love to do this show and be on that show. I like to do what he's doing. He's making people laugh. And I loved my voice talk like this when I was in my teens. And then when it evened out, I wanted to be a disc jockey. I loved radio and disc jockey. And then it was going to be radio or comedy. And I ended up in comedy. Just very addictive. It's addictive. So, but there is no wagon. It's addictive, but there is no wagon. So when I started in comedy after a few years, there was a comedy boom. There were hundreds of comedy clubs around the country. I did 20, 30, 40 a year. And after the show, people would ask you this question because of the Tonight Show. You do Johnny? And I go, no, not yet. You're Johnny's kind of comedian. It was just like that. You're Johnny's kind of comedian. And I go, well, thank you very much. And then I'd audition for the Tonight Show, and Jim McCauley, who booked it, would go, I don't think you're Johnny's kind of comedian. Wow. And then I would travel the country. You're Johnny's kind of comedian, like endless times. You're Johnny's kind of comedian. I'd audition 10 times for McCauley. I don't think you're Johnny's kind of comedian. So finally, I got the show. I go on there. I kill. I had great material. I talked about having a weak chin and the stuff that I went to Extreme Makeover over. And McCauley goes, hey, you got to meet Johnny. And after the show, he introduced, I loved him, you got to meet Johnny. He goes, Johnny Carson, Steve Mittleman. And Carson looks me in the eye and goes, you are my kind of comedian. Isn't that a nice ending to that? Really happened. You're my kind of comedian. It's perfect.
That's incredible.
So yeah, and I was lucky. I did a lot of the late night shows. Almost everyone. I like to do Fallon. I like to do Colbert while he's still on. Love to do Kimmel. I when I was on ABC, Kimmel was on when I had my Extreme Makeover. It would have been a great fit, but I just didn't get approved. I don't know why, but because it's in-network promotion to say, hey, Steve Mittleman, the comedian's going to. So I don't understand why I didn't get on Kimmel, but it would have been perfect.
Yes.
ABC show, Extreme Makeover, ABC show, Kimmel, perfect.
Perfect.
But yeah, whatever. But anyways, fun.
What's your best? I mean, what legacy are you trying to leave, and what do you have to accomplish before you get old like me and die?
We're not that far apart, but well, actually, if you're leaving a legacy, you don't die. You live on.
Whoa!
You never leave. You never, right? So my legacy is partially this. There is no wagon. Uh, Literally, I have, I'll tell you right now, um, folders. I have 9,745 notes in here. Most of them, let's say 7 or 8 thousand of them, are things that are for more books. But it costs money to publish a book, and it costs money to. I want to narrate the first book. I want to do an audio book of this. Um, I've written 20, 30 books, so that would be my legacy. My legacy would be my legacy would be I had a great impact on the health of my fellow humans.
Love that.
That'll be my legacy. I know what the legacy is. Hopefully I'll have many more years and I can get out more product and more people. Thank you very much because you were asked me to do this and you let me promote this too. But
Yes, hold the book up still, real still for about 10 seconds. So it's
okay,
There
great.
Is No Wagon by
There
Steve
is no
Mittleman.
wagon. That's right. A big serving encouragement on fun, food, and health, and it's funny.
I love
Okay.
it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. It was a very long overdue first book, and now I that's my legacy. I know what it is. My legacy is also my son have a great life. Have a
Mhm.
great life. Yeah, my son's he's going to turn 29 in a month, and I love him to bits, of course. And he's becoming a therapist, and he's in Boulder, Colorado. So
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's a
that's fun.
military area. Is he a therapist with the military?
Well, he's in school at the moment, but so I don't know where he's going to end up working. But the military probably needs some good therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
absolutely.
They're under a lot of stress.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this has been a delight for me. Maybe not for you, but for
Oh, me
me.
too. No, if you could tell, I've had fun. Cheers. I've definitely had
Cheers.
fun.
Let's take a drink together.
Cheers. Yay, yay, yay.
And we
Uh,
both like the name Linda. Who'd have
that's,
thought?
that's right. Linda, very lucky.
Thank
So,
you.
yes. Well, thank you very much for the invite. Anytime you want to chat and
Tell
for,
people I will. Thank you so much likewise. And please tell everybody that's going to watch this where to get your book. There is no wagon.
well, right now you can get it on Amazon. And I don't think that's going to change. It's going to be on Amazon. There is Steve Mittleman, Mittleman. There is no wagon. You go right to the book. So it's
Absolutely.
pretty simple. And check out if anybody wants to hire me, they can find me through my website is thestevemittleman.com.
T
And you
H
can,
E E.
well, no, just THE, the Steve Mittleman. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, that would have been a good idea. The Steve Mittleman, uh, the Steve Mittleman, the anyway.com. Yeah, so they can find me there. It's a good website too, actually. So yeah,
Super.
yeah.
I'd love to hear one little tidbit as we leave about you and Jerry Seinfeld. Anything you want to say?
Well, I've known Jerry since I'm a big fan.
Me
I've seen
too.
him in person many, many times, and we hang out afterwards. It's fun. Um, Jerry's a remarkably hard worker. He gives you the formula. He writes a couple of hours every day. He does a lot of stand up, even breaking in material at night. So, tidbit is the work ethic from basically day one. Uh, nothing negative to say about Jerry. Great guy. Yeah, great guy.
You know what I am when I watch him, I'm just so thrilled that he's taking the hardest route to be funny. To me, the hardest route is just taking an observation and make people die laughing from it.
Very simple. Yeah, very simple. Yeah, very, very simple.
And I
Uh,
don't think he gets his props for it. Uh,
Uh,
pardon the pun.
well, what he does get is he draws big crowds. He gets accolades. He's speaks his mind, I think, too, now a little more over the years, over the last few years. Um,
He's doing act outs.
yes, he does. That's what he does. Not everything he does, but I mean, the people that are great wordsmiths, I mean, a lot of comics are. Uh, the use of the language, Carlin, Klein, uh, Pryor, all great comics. Yeah, I think he's evolved over the years. He talks about more personal things over the years, talks about his family, marriage. He got more personal over the last few years,
He
Jerry.
did. He did.
So,
And
yeah,
I'm
so,
really enjoying his career.
yeah, no, good. Enjoy your own career. That's most important, I think.
That's what I should do. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for coming on. I'm going to
very
buy the
much.
book.
Very sweet of you. Appreciate a lot. And let me know
I,
your thoughts and write in a nice review on Amazon.
I
So,
will.
yeah. Thank you
Perfect.
very much, Linda.
Thank you, Steve
Yeah.
Mittleman.
All the best.
Thank
Okay.
you. Same to
Thank you.
you.
Sure.
Appreciate it.